Okay, so Cheryl asked a really good question. It seems to me there was great emphasis on Yeshua being a descendant of King David. It appears to me the bloodlines were important then. Am I not comprehending something regarding those bloodlines? I would so appreciate your clarification. Cheryl, is blood of matter, of us, of man and woman? Is blood of the light? So, did Yeshua come down as light, or did Yeshua come into the existence of the third dimensional plane as man and woman? So, when he came into the third dimensional plane, which was ruled by the Luciferian matrix, what did he have to do? Play the board game. Bloodlines are important to the third dimensional plane. The third dimensional plane is the Luciferian matrix. And it is important to the Luciferian matrix because they don't have light, therefore they have blood. They utilize the blood of children, all kinds of blood to sustain the Luciferian matrix. So yes, bloodlines are important. On the third dimensional plane, rise above that, there is no bloodlines. There is no worship. There's just divinity. Make sense, Cheryl? Monica says, hello, hi. From the heart, how do I decree for my highest focus to flow, being present for my highest and greatest adventure, to proceed with ease and grace, highest focus and clarity? You want to know how you really do it? Just be who you really are. But to be who you really are, you need to clear all the contracts and the crap, which means you need to start living divine righteousness. You need to undo everything. Start getting rid of the programs and the belief systems. Number one way. There's no magical cure. All right, if I chose to go out and hurt somebody, I have to undo all of that creation myself. It's not going to go away magically. And it could be as simple as just accepting Yeshua, reestablishing who I am, and it'll go away. It doesn't mean I have to undo everything. There are different things that are done. It could be as simple. It depends on the individual and what you did to create it. Carlene says, happy beautiful day. My mom asked me to tell all PPF community, God bless you all. Actually, she told me to tell you, she's 88, almost 89. She was baptized a Mormon back in the day, but she says she's a Christian now. Doesn't matter. Should I have said it bliss, not bless? You say what's right for you. What's right for me and my words are not right for you. It's because everybody's at a different place. We all have different adventures. Should I have said, if you asked, I will relay your greeting? She does cross my dominion often, but she's 88 years wise. Should I be correcting her? When I do, it ends up with her hanging up the phone. I'm not going to tell you what to do or how to do it. I don't do that. I just present the facts. The fact is, if you allow someone to cross your dominion, you are courting with them. That's why some of you may think it's petty when I say things, when somebody puts something on there that's addressed to me, I have to repel it back. That's because I don't want the cords. I like having a cordless dominion. I can see clearly without the cords. No. I didn't read the question. Mary Peterson says, is there a definite ending period to the 26,000 year cycle? Some thought Mayan calendars 2012 was the start. No. The Mayan calendar, the Mayan culture came together. That's why we had different nations. Because every society of beings had different abilities. And as a society should raise up, I'm just going to tap on this very lightly. There are the pyramidical codes in the brain, in the blood cells that used to connect to the pyramidical codes, and the society would rise up like the Mayans. They all reached a certain level, and poof, they descend into a higher plane, and they'd go to their own little place. And the Mayans aren't dead; they're having another experience as a culture together. What they did in the Luciferian field is they brought, let's all intermingle, let's breed with each other. The reason you're not supposed to breed with other people on different nationalities, because that nationality, it was the nation and the mindset of them. Like the Jewish people have one belief system, the Asians have another belief system, the Italians, the Spanish, they all have different belief systems. And when you came together as a society, and those belief systems grew and grew and grew and grew and grew to the point where the whole society had that thought, and they chose no more darkness, poof, that group of individuals, that group of society transcended the third dimensional plane. That's all the missing people that we talk about. The Mayans, the giants, the Mesopotamians, all of them. They made it. But now, once we start interbreeding, we screwed that process up. And we can't do that anymore. So the Mayan calendar was the end. The Mayan calendar explained that, and it had the 26,000 year cycle. And the Mayan calendar ended. It ended because they ascended. And it had nothing to do with 2012. Nothing at all. It starts a 26-year cycle. That's not when it started at all. We are on the 7th flame. Every flame is a good, I'm going to say, 2,500 years. Give or take, some are 23, 2025. And we are on the last one. So this is it, folks. And then it starts over. It resets and starts over with more flames disappearing. Pyramidical codes. Pyramidical codes, I've actually done a meditation back in the 2000s, early 2000s about this. And the pyramidical codes are actually, they made me show a cross-sectional part of the brain. There are pyramids in the brain, there are pyramids in the blood. It's not for this kind of, it's way above Sundays. You all would be really glazed over if I went into that right now. So if we don't get all this resolved before we die, then we won't ascend. That's not what I said. The answer for ascending is Lord Yeshua. Or doing it all on your own. I don't know anybody who made it on their own. So, befriend Lord Yeshua. But again, it's how much effort you want to put into you. If you want to just be observer, then that's fine. But if you want to learn, if you have the desire, the knowing inside of you to step into your power, live your passion, obtain your divine freedom, then that's what this is all about. We're not a religion. We don't religion ourselves into the Luciferian field matrix. It's all about self-empowerment, stepping into who you really are. And you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You have the choice to do whatever you want. That's the great thing about this place. Personally, negate, ab initio. Individually, as me, I wish to God that choice we would have all chosen righteousness, so the choice of darkness would be gone, like it is in other cultures. We ascend to get out of it. Oh, again, I didn't read the question. So is the third dimension too far gone for us to take it back, or we ascend to get out of it? That's where I go with the where we go one, we go all bullshit. And she asked that question. Where we go one, we go all is keeping you held into the Luciferian matrix, waiting for every man and woman to get to the level so we go together. If we don't go together up, then we will all go together down. And I say up and down, you get the picture. Righteousness, or darkness. The Luciferian matrix will be your permanent home, or you go into the higher planes of divine righteousness. That is why that statement, me, 3D me, gets so pissed off about that. I do not want to go to the same place the people who slice and dice children go. And I'm not waiting for them another, 150,000 years to them to get out of the crap and get to the level where I'm at. I'm not doing it. I'm moving onward and upward into my Christ light. It's everybody's choice. He had to shed the blood because that was the way to undo. Jesus, the shedding the blood is reposing, and the stepping into the light is transposed. So you're transponding up. You're going into the Christ light. He did it for all of us. He shed the bloodline. He got rid of the third dimensional, but you have to choose it. He's the only one that beat it. Nobody else has. There is no one else in the Ascended Masters, or any Ascended Masters are people who just mastered a flame and raised up and they got there. But there is no one other than Lord Yeshua, with the assistance of the Ascended Masters and Saint Germain, that beat death in the third dimensional plane. To beat death, you had to ascend. He's the only one that did it. Therefore, if we accept him as the trustee of our trust, which he now took back because Satan was the trustee of our trust, and we took him back as the trustee, the savior, we're trusting in him. Oh, trusting in him? Trust? When you trust in him? So we're trusting in him. Then this is the trust, belongs to us once again, and we now have the choice of this. Before this trust was won and given to Satan. And bloodshed had to be done to win it back. It was death. He beat death. He proved death doesn't. It was the way back to this. He never asked to be worshipped. Read everything you can ever find in the Bible, in the real Bible, not the crap that's out there. Oh my God, there's so many versions, it's insane. He never asked to be worshipped. It is not I who heal you. It is by your own belief you are healed. It is not I who do anything. All he did was present. You know, I'm a firm believer in... I know it should be a J. I mean, you know why, but they only make them with J's right now. So that's the path I try my very best. I manage my thoughts to follow, especially in doing this. I don't tell you, I present and you choose. The 1,000 years of peace is once we clear this off. And then they're going to be released again. Sherry, you're not supposed to read any Bible. It's your choice. Watch your words. She says, remind me, please, which Bible are we supposed to read? You're not supposed to read anything. It's your choice what to read. And you can read whatever Bible you want. However, what I will tell you is what has been made the law, which is the law, and states in the Bible that it is the law, is the King James Version. Not the New King James Version. A lot of things have changed in that. Is the King James Version. And the 1611 edition, which is a wee bit difficult for me. It's a different culture to read. This book is extremely small font. And there are no U's, there are V's. There's certain letters missing because they didn't have them back then. This is a actual complete, what do they call that? I'm going to say photocopy, but that's not what they call it. It's the exact copy of the Bible that was written in it's not even a facsimile. That was written in 1611. That was put together by King James's crew. Okay? I find this, for me, individually, me, myself, and I, find it a little difficult to read. So I just get a regular King James, the Kensington, King James, the Henderson, King James Version. It's bigger font. As you can see, it's all marked up. And then when I come to the law, and I'm actually writing law documents for things and trusts and things like that, then I look at the original to make sure the wording is correct. But I got to tell you, 8 times out of 10, this is almost completely accurate. But again, it's not to worry about for you as an individual unless you're writing law documents. Like I do with the trusts and stuff. So when I get to those places, I just verify it in this. As you can see, this one is not used as much as this one. You know, I'm like, oh, let me see that. I don't like the fact that I can't even find the books and stuff in here. To me, this is a tough book. This is so easy. So that's just me. But it was made here in the United States. The King James Version was the law. If there isn't any royalty, why are we kings and queens of our dominion? Because you don't know the term, the definition of king or queen. So, this is where I tell people, do your research before you ask silly questions. But that's okay. Okay, so here's the definition of king. It's queen, it's just a female, okay? King is the male ruler of an independent state, especially one who inherits the position by right of birth. Excuse me, did you inherit by right of birth the kingdom, the king of dominion? But you gave it away. It doesn't mean you're over anybody. It only talks about your dominion. That's what kingdom means. King of dominion. King of your dominion. Queen of your dominion. You have no right, no authority over anybody else. You need to look up the words before you ask the questions. And queendom is the female ruler of an independent state. Everybody thinks state is a piece of property, don't you? What state of mind are you in? Are you in an independent state? Are you in a self-determination state? Just curious. Jasmine goes, if the satanic have access to the quantum field recording every penny we spend, they must have access to all about us. Absolutely. Do they have, and you gave them your DNA too, so kudos to you. Do they have this access to our actions? If you give it to them, which many of you have, I did, but what makes tracking us on cell phone, WWWEB important? Must we command no trespassing into our field by satanics, command our field private? Okay, I'm not going into all of this, but I just had this discussion with somebody who we were discussing this with. Sam, and then so you see this little thing? Back in the day, for those of you who don't know, and maybe for the younger ones, in 1973, this was called a mobile telephone. And if you look up telephone, it tells the phone's the phonics of the vision, of the voice over ID. But anyway, it is now changed to cellular phone. And you're on a cellular network. Look it up, figure it out yourself. Cellular network, it's the cellular network of the, you're actually, you commit to it. Who has cells in their body? The cell is the smallest state of the totality. Yikes is right, Michelle. That's why I'm telling you, Jasmine. This is a process. If this is not happening overnight and everything's going to change and we're all going to be, it doesn't work that way. There will still have evil people on this planet, on this earth. Negate. Of course we will. We'll still have thieves and robbers and everything and all that crap, and people will be breaking into people's houses and people will be shooting people and all that other good stuff. So this is a process. It's your personal process. Nancy wants to know, so how can we communicate without these iPhones? When you get into the quantum field, you can chat with anybody. When I do sessions, how do I know what you're doing going on? Because you give me permission to get to connect to you through the quantum field. It's real easy once you remember how to do it. Hi, I'm Leana from PowerPassionFreedom.com. If you liked what you heard, why don't you come and join us on Sundays? We do a whole free question and answer period followed by a meditation. Bring all your questions. All you have to do is go to PowerPassionFreedom.com to register for Sunday. Oh, and don't forget to like us and subscribe to us below, because we're always adding new meditations and content and you don't want to miss out on it. I'll see you Sunday.